not discounting at this stage in our democracy, in our endangered democracy. Is the time for coups, mutinies, protests by the military over?
Well,
but you say you're not discounting.
I'm not discounting it. That is why I am calling on the Department of National Defense and even the Executive Department, like in the issue of the frigate. We should address the problem by favoring or looking into the issues of the Philippine Navy. They have been working on it, and at the end of the day, the interest of the contractor won over their interest. So I was saying we should look at the national interest of the country, because the Navy will be the ones using the ship, and they know the mission critical equipment there, not the contractor, because the contractor is interested in the business, in the profit that they're going to make out of the project. So now, because of this controversy, junior officers are placed in a situation, in a dilemma, wherein they're saying, damn if you do and damn if you don't.
You're referring to the Navy, because that's
Yeah.
you're in touch with your classmates, and
that's the only one of the issues actually. But there are so many modernization projects in the armed forces, in the Army, in the Air Force, and if we will not address the issue right now with the frigate acquisition project, it could happen to the different projects in the armed forces. So I'm just saying that allow them to express their grievances. You listen to them. Don't muzzle them. The moment you do that, time will come that they will come to a boiling point.
That's very interesting, because as we speak, this is the cause of Rappler's trouble in covering the president, because one of our reporters wrote about the intervention of Malacanang. So you're saying that this has caused also disenchantment in the Navy, because instead of looking at the national interest, you said the civilian politicians are interfering.
Yes.
So there is disenchantment in the Navy?
I cannot speak for them, but on my own perspective, in my own opinion, I believe it will create demoralization in the ranks. I even received information like that. I would like to remind Malacanang that they are occupants of Malacanang for only 6 years. They should remember that the officers of the armed forces have been serving the armed forces for so many years. Some of them 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, in a dedicated manner. They risk their lives serving this country. Don't destroy their service by, in just a whim, by favoring contractors, because the armed forces or the officers do not live by the salaries alone, by the promotions alone. They are there to serve the country. They are there to serve the people. So they should listen to them.
You spoke publicly about this Navy frigate acquisition deal.
Yeah.
As you said, you gave a privileged speech. You showed the documents. Did you hear any feedback from Malacanang? Did they threaten you, or did they ban you?
They did not. What I expect from them is for them to look into the issue, address it, not cover the tracks. When the information or when I delivered privileged speech, the first thing they did is to clear Bongo one day. One day, overnight investigation declared Bongo the next day. I would have wanted the president to state to the public that he's going to investigate, and definitely is going to favor the welfare of the Navy, not protect Bongo right away. It's very evident during the Senate investigation.
So the status now, it's status quo now.
Yes.
So there's no improvement since the Senate hearing. There's no change.
Yes. I do not oppose the modernization project, the frigate acquisition project. I want it to be consummated. But not that proceeding with it while it is disadvantageous to the Philippine Navy,
Yes.
by the selection of the systems, because that will be used as the basis of the future projects of the Navy. So that means you have to address it now.